What's up, man?
Tommy,
What's going on, bro?
What's up,
how are you?
Tommy?
Not too much, man. I'm chilling. How you boys doing?
We're
We're
chilling.
good. We're good.
Good, bro. Where you guys at, man? In Cali?
I'm
I'm
in
in
Seattle. He's
Texas.
in Texas.
Oh, nice, bro. Nice, nice. Yeah, you said Pacific, Pacific. I was like, what? That's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Seattle, and then he's in Texas. So yeah, not too much of a crazy time change.
Yo,
Uh,
it's all good.
Finally got it done after rescheduling this
Dude,
morning.
yeah, bro, it was rough, bro.
I
That was
know,
my
bro.
bad on the first couple times, man. It
No,
was
no,
rough.
it's good, dude. We finally got
Yeah.
it done. So we're excited to do this.
Yes,
So,
sir. Let's do it.
yeah, let's get straight off to it. Standout wrestler at NC State. How
hmm
do you think that translates into we see a lot of the wrestlers coming to MMA. How do you personally think that, it translates over?
I think it's a good base, but I think some guys rely on it a little bit too much, but it translates well when you can transition through everything and kind of mesh and piece everything together. Like when you could box to wrestle to Muay Thai to kickboxing to grappling to jujitsu. Like if you can make it all look like a masterpiece, then it kind of translates well.
Right. 100%. Because
Absolutely.
I know that translates into the jujitsu, and then if you get them to
Yeah.
through the wrestling game, you can get the hands going. I
Yeah.
know through your game you have your perfect balance of everything. That kind of comes into my next question. With a lot of lightweight being some heavy strikers, you see that with
hmm
Tapori and all that, and a
Yeah.
guy that is as balanced as you. What do you think separates you in this division as you come into 2026?
Um, that's a tough question, man. I honestly haven't been asked that, but I think my mentality, man, I try to bring the wrestling mentality to fighting. And the mentality of wrestling is like just never quit, outwork everybody, and just work at a pace that others aren't willing to. And I think that's what kind of separates me from everybody, man. Just that wrestling mentality.
100%. The
Absolutely.
mentality is a thing that, there's so much with skills, but, it's a mental game most of the time.
Yep.
You got to be mentally strong coming into the octagon, and especially, high pressure moment like the Contender Series, biggest job interview in the world. How was that for you?
Yep.
Your experience on the Contender Series.
It was cool, man. I'll give you a little bit of insight. So I'm like a chill guy, man. Usually, I don't like run to the cage or anything like that. But when they had us staged in the back, I hadn't heard his interview up until that point. But then when I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, he talking crazy." I was like, "All right, I gotta get out." I was antsy. I was ready to get out there, man. So I was like, "That door opens, I'm sprinting, man. Forget it." But it was fun, man. It was quite the time. I think you kind of separate the who's who in the contender series. It kind of weeds everybody out because everybody's on a regional scene. They're fighting whoever. Some guys fight for prestigious organizations like LFA or APFC, places like that. But most guys don't have the opportunity to, and I didn't because I knew I had to fight fast. So I was trying to talk to some of those promotions and get fights and stuff like that, but it just kind of never panned out. So I was like, man, I got to fight this week, I got to fight in 4 weeks or whatever, and they kind of make you sit for 45 days, so it didn't work out. So I think that was a nice little job interview, man. It was fun. It was quite the experience.
100%. I think
Absolutely.
I could tell that there was some animosity. Especially after the
Yeah,
finish when you're just looking at him. I loved it, dude.
yeah,
The intensity. I assumed he was talking some level of shit. So, that's
yeah,
pretty
dog.
great.
Yeah,
And
and never on my end, man. It was just
yeah,
I don't get in all of that because I'm like, dude, it's a fist fight. You about to get locked in the cage. You got to be ready for whatever happens when you're in there. But it is what it is, man. But when you start talking to me, then I double down on
100%.
you.
Yeah, and I can see. You got a lot of fights in last year. January
Mhm,
4th, February 7th, and the Contender Series on September 16th. Are you feeling good?
mhm.
Coming into 2026 body wise. After a long year.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of ready to fight though. I'm at a point where I'm ready to fight, man. I haven't taken this much time off since I started. Yeah, however many fights it was in 24, and then I think three last year, something like that.
Yep,
Man, I'm used to getting busy, and obviously the competition's a lot better now. But still, I like to fight at least 3, 4 times a year if I can.
100%. Andrew, you got one?
Yeah. This one's more about so you have, a bunch of wrestling accolades. There's this narrative right now being spread around how American wrestling cannot compete with, the foreign wrestling. We see the Russians with their judo and their sambo. all from the Caucasus areas. How do
Yeah.
you, like, what's your viewpoint on all that?
Dude, I get into this all the time, man, with a bunch of teammates and former teammates and MMA guys and all of that. Check the stats, man. Look at the records from both international and folk style. And for the record, folk style wrestling is better for fighting because we got the parterre aspect of it. When you talk about international wrestling, whenever a takedown happens, if a turn doesn't happen, 10 seconds they bring you back up to their feet. If you watch American collegiate folk style wrestling, you have to escape from bottom. And if you watch really and pay close attention, the best guys are able to get off from bottom and they're able to ride guys out. The guys that are consistently winning titles and stuff like that. But in my opinion, man, if you go check the stats from the last Olympics, the World Championships, we got multiple guys that's winning world titles. So when people spread this caucus or Dagestan narrative or whatever, you got guys like Kyle Dake, multiple time world champion. David Taylor, multiple time world champion. Just lost to Zahid Valencia, world champ from this year. Kyle Snyder, multiple time world champion. Jordan Burroughs, multiple time world champions. One of the greats. And these are all from the last two Olympic cycles. So yeah, you missed me with that, man. I ain't with the caucus stuff. I'm American USA over here, baby.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you think Gable, because he's coming over to MMA, do you think he'll
Yeah.
have any success in the heavyweight division?
Oh man, we got a couple killers coming from wrestling over to heavyweight. Him and my boy Kyvan Gatson, bro. Both of them good friends of mine. But man, those dudes are gonna make some noise, man, here really soon, man. Cause I think the heavyweight division's lacking wrestling. I think you've seen guys that just been talking about it recently, like light heavyweight and heavyweight kind of just being heavy strikers now, when traditionally you've seen really good wrestlers in the weight classes. But I think adding guys like that to the UFC roster is gonna push the talent level up way high.
Absolutely. I would love to see. I'm a wrestler myself. I love the sport
Really?
of wrestling. It's
Where
one of
you
my
wrestle
favorite
at?
sports. I wrestle up at my school, Melissa, Texas.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. How
I'm a
far is
heavyweight
that from
wrestler.
where did AJ Ferrari wrestle at?
Melissa or Angelo. Angelo wrestled at Melissa.
Oh, okay. And
I don't
AJ
know about
wrestled at
AJ.
Allen?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good,
that's
man.
not
Good
far from
stuff.
here. I'll
Nice.
actually be in Allen on Tuesday.
Nice, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff.
But so getting your opinion on that, how do you think your wrestling will compare to you're in the lightweight division?
Hmm.
Man, Islam just left, so there's only really like a few great grapplers there. You got Charles Oliveira, you've got
Hmm.
Michael Chandler. He's a really good, skillful
Wrestler.
wrestler.
Yeah.
All these guys. How do you think your wrestling compares to theirs?
Um, I like to keep it respectful for the most part, man. Those guys are really good and they've been good for a long time. So only time will tell in terms of me versus these type of guys at the highest level or whatever. But I think my wrestling will translate pretty well once I start to get up into the rankings and fight those type of guys. But truth, only time will tell. Like I said, man, we'll see when it happens.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'll shoot next. I know you're talking about you're ready for a fight. Like you've been off
Hmm.
for a while. Is there a certain date card you're looking at, possibly to hop back on, or somebody that you're eyeing the fight first?
Not any specific date yet, but man, I'll fight anybody, man. I'm like, come on, let's do it. Whoever, man. Just give me a fight. It's time to go. I like I said before, I haven't taken this much time off in a while, so fighting definitely forces me to peak and be ready to deal with these top guys. So I got to get going. And two, I ain't 25, so
Yeah.
got to get it
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So probably in Q1, you'd assume, probably within January and
Yeah,
March.
probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, January,
Okay.
February, March, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, the lightweight division is extremely active. You got a bunch of
yeah.
guys coming in, coming out. So
Hmm.
I bet that you will, see a fight within then.
Yeah,
I'd love to see on some pay per view prelims. I think that would be great.
yeah, it'd
Get
be
your name out
sick, bro.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
where
bro,
you?
it'd be sick.
I know get to show off the hands from wrestling. It would be great.
Yeah, and then be able to watch some of the other fights too, fighting early
Yeah.
like that. So yeah,
Do
it'd
you
be
come back
good.
into the arena? I wonder if you can.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I gotta ask some of my boys that are in the UFC, but I don't know. I don't know how they do that. But if you gotta watch it on TV, it is what it is, or
Yeah,
from
I
the
mean,
back
same
or
thing.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
same thing, bro.
110%. I mean, when you look through at 2026, you're a very active guy. How many, fights are you looking at this short year if, you get to fight in Q1 and everything goes well?
Man, I'm trying to pull a Kevin Holland, bro. I'll fight 5, 6 times, bro, if they let me. But it's just a matter of lining things up and staying healthy, and of course being selected to fight too. But dude, I'll fight 5, 6 times if I can.
100%.
Yeah.
And, you look at the end of the year, as I just said, what's a goal this year for you that you're looking to hit by December?
Um, Man, I haven't really thought about it. I'm not much of a New Year's resolution type guy, but I keep it simple. And since I've been younger, I mean, since I've been a kid or whatever, and when I started doing sports, my goal always was just to be 1% better than the day before. So that I just keep it simple like that, man. Just be better than the TG from yesterday.
100%.
Yeah.
And, I think that you're a guy right now that, you say you want to be active, that could make some
Mm.
noise. You get a fight in Q1, then you just keep going,
Keep
maybe
rolling.
break into the rankings at the end of the year. And
Yeah,
I
man.
and I bet you're a guy who, if somebody falls out, you'd
Yeah, I'm
step
right
up.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I'm
hundred
right there.
percent. And I
Yeah.
think I think that's one of the things that, is so good about Kevin Holland and, some of these other
Hmm.
guys that's how they boost up into the rankings. When
Yep.
people fall out, Dana's going to be the guy that, hey, that guy's going to step up. Let's give him a fight. We know he's going to
Yep.
make it. So
He's right there.
I think that is the exact formula that you're going to continue to create success off of. So, Andrew, you got it. You got another one.
Yeah. With your impressive win on the Contender Series, uh, when like what kind of events are you looking for? Are you trying to slow ride on like Apex events, or are you trying to kind of get onto bigger cards, especially now with the Paramount deal? We have all these major events coming up, maybe even the White House card. Like, what are
Yeah.
you looking forward to?
Man, that would be amazing to get on the White House card. But I know everybody's looking at their chops to get on that card. So it'll probably be scarce picking or whatever. But I did see President Trump said that he wanted to see some state school wrestlers on that White House card. So I'm in that category if we're just throwing that out there. But man, honestly, it doesn't matter to me, man. Apex, numbered event, it really doesn't matter. I do like the crowd, though. I will say that though. It is fun fighting in front of a crowd or performing in front of a crowd. Like NCAA's and stuff like that. We're kind of used to that, but it really doesn't matter to me, man. Crowd, no crowd, back alley, bar, don't matter, bro.
Absolutely.
Back alley in the bar. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I know that we can expect some more accolades from you, especially, off your wrestling background. Coming to the UFC, you're a pretty hyped prospect right now. If you had one message for the fans going into 2026, people who, really looking forward to you fighting, and especially, in Q1, as you said, hopefully.
Mhm.
What's your message for the fans coming into 2026?
Get ready to watch some chaos, man, and some entertainment, man. That's what I feel like I bring to the cage, so or to the octagon. But chaos and entertainment, man. It won't be too many boos when I'm in there fighting, man.
100%. I mean,
More
that's
oohs and
what
ahs.
the fans love. They love
Yep.
the entertainment, and I mean, I can say that myself personally. Watching
Get
the
it.
sport, the people who will just like ride out wins, sitting on the ground, not
Yeah.
transitioning, as I would say.
Yeah.
You know,
100%, bro.
that's some of the like problem with like people with wrestling, like the fans necessarily. They have such a
Uh-huh.
bad view of it
Yeah.
because some people just are riding out wins on the ground. But if you really mix in the submissions, it's MMA for a reason. You do the takedowns, transitions, ground and pound, all those things come into play, and it really makes it an interesting game. And watching your fights, you can see that.
100%, bro. The fans are bloodthirsty from what I hear, and I'm just as bloodthirsty. So we'll be a perfect match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
Nah, yes,
Um,
sir.
your Contender Series fight was back in September. Was that? Did y'all still have blue gloves back then, or no?
No, we had the black gloves.
The
The
black
black
gloves.
gloves with no UFC logo on them. They
Okay.
just they
Okay.
just tape you blue or red, just like any other fight. But yeah, yeah.
I was wondering if you guys fought with the blue DWCS gloves.
Dude, I was not a fan of those, man.
Yeah.
Really?
The ones with like the line on them or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of those, bro. I don't know. They just look. They don't look. I like the old school UFC glove, bro, with the leather on the top and then the strap on the bottom, bro.
Absolutely. Are you a part of the team where people think that the fingers should be covered?
Oh man, I'm really indifferent. I honestly don't mind either way. But then again, I haven't been like poked in the eye or crazy or nothing crazy like Aspinall or whatever. But I don't think I mind either way, bro. What are they? I gotta look that up though. I haven't seen that glove. Are they like the puffy looking gloves?
Yeah, there's like I think it's Ryzen. They have gloves that the leather comes all the way down and it covers like the top part of your knuckle, basically keeping your fingers at a curve.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen those. I gotta check. I gotta check them out.
I think
Yeah.
it's
I gotta
Gaethje's
check those out.
coach who made them. The
Oh, the
Onyx.
Gaethje,
Onyx, the
Yeah, yeah,
Onyxes.
he
yeah.
has a brand of them that make he
Uh,
makes them like that. That's his gloves are
Yeah.
like that. But Ryzen's been using a bunch of gloves that keep them curved too.
yeah, I
And I
don't
think
think that'd be a
Bellator
bad
too
idea.
used to use them.
Really? Yeah, that
Yeah,
might not be a bad idea to stop some of those eye pokes.
absolutely.
Quit putting the
My
refs in
thing
such
is,
a tough spot.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's what I thought. I think keeping those hands like bent kind of limits grappling and submissions, and it pushes more
Hmm.
of a striking narrative with the
Yeah,
gloves.
which they won't anyway. But
Yeah,
those little
Right.
gloves, you can grapple in those little gloves. It ain't like you're fighting at 16 ounces. 16 ounces is
Right.
way different.
100%. I see online that you've trained with Daniel Cormier, correct?
Yeah, I
Or
train out
yeah.
of his gym. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my
How
coach.
has that been? I
yeah.
mean, especially with, DC being such a legend and how has it been soaking up all that knowledge?
Dude, it's bittersweet, man. He's crazy in the gym, man. He's cool as ever. He's cool as ever. Like we're chilling, we're out or whatever. We're chilling at the crib or whatever. Cool. As soon as he gets in the gym, bro, turns into Crazy Horse, bro. I call him Coach Crazy Horse, bro. Everything is about pushing the limit and doing more and excelling and doing everything at a world class level. And obviously that's why he's accomplished so much because he holds himself and his athletes to that standard. But it's fun, man. I've enjoyed it a lot. But it just kind of puts you in a different mind frame. You're like, man, I'm actually in here working towards a title. Like I'm not just monotonous doing MMA or whatever you're doing for the day. Like it's you're in there with intentions, you know?
100%. I
I
mean,
almost
especially soaking up all that knowledge.
Yeah.
And all the world class experience he's had, and when you talk about wrestling legend, DC is the one of the first names comes to mind. So
Yeah.
I can definitely training with him, and especially even though he's on the broadcast, how much
Hmm.
good information and a UFC connection that you already had
Hmm.
pushes you forward continuously. So yeah, Andrew, go. I kind of cut you off.
it's all good. I almost got to meet DC. I'm very bummed I didn't.
Hmm.
Used to live in Arizona, and there was
Hmm.
this wrestling event going on that I was gonna go to, but the day before I had to go take care of some family business back up in Washington.
Yeah.
It bummed me out, man. I would love to meet that dude.
Oh, that's
I love
crazy, man.
DC.
Hey, you would have got the cool coach. You would have got the cool DC, man. We
All
get in
my
that
friends,
practice room, it's over. Different guy.
yeah. Hey, I wish, bro. One day,
Yeah.
I'd love to. But
Yeah,
all
for
my friends,
sure.
they all got pictures with DC. It was horrible.
Yeah, he's the man, bro. It's really a blessing, man, to be able to learn from him, bro. Some really good
Absolutely.
technique and mentality stuff, man. Top notch.
For sure.
Uh,
I mean, all right, Andrew, you got another one, but I only got one more.
now you can go.
Okay, perfect. I got one more for you, and it's some of I've heard some wrestlers, it's kind of difficult to shift to the striking instead of wrestling. How has
Mhm.
that mental shift been since you've joined MMA? I don't know exactly when you started MMA or what the exact journey
Mhm.
was, but
Mhm.
and even now, and you talk about your mentality, kind of two questions for you here. Talk about your
Mhm.
mentality. Now this year going to the UFC, I know the mentality is going to stay the same. Talk
Yeah.
about that mentality. When you're going to the UFC, stakes are the highest they've ever been for you.
Yeah. So first and foremost, man, that couldn't be more true, man. The mentality's always got to stay, like I said before, man. You got to outwork everybody. You got to have that work ethic. You got to put the time in and all of that. But what was the first question?
I've seen some wrestlers talk about,
Hmm.
how it's hard to, switch to the striking, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
format to start.
Hmm.
Was that ever an issue with you? I doubt it, because I mean, you look at the hands and dude, you're quick with it. So I don't,
Yeah.
I don't see
No, it
it.
wasn't. It wasn't, man. Because I started boxing, and boxing and wrestling range are pretty much the same. It's only when you start kickboxing, it kind of throws a wrench in there. You're just like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like I'm out of. I thought I was out of range, and now the dude's kicking my legs or throwing a high kick or whatever it is. But it hasn't been difficult for me at all, man. I've kind of enjoyed it because, like I said, I started boxing at first, and it just kind of made sense. Like once you can box and wrestle, then you can kind of just piece everything else together, man. Because boxing will bring you into kickboxing, and then wrestling will bring you into grappling, and Muay Thai and all of that stuff. So it kind of just is the glue, and it kind of pieces everything together.
100%. I
Yeah.
mean, you start, looking through all the martial arts, and all of it comes together eventually. And
Yeah.
with high class wrestling experience, and now even that you're continuing that with DC,
Hmm.
it's all going to come together at some point. So I'm super excited to see what you got going on in 2026.
Hundred
So
percent, man. I cannot wait, man.
yeah, Andrew, you got anything else?
Yeah. Um, with being in the lightweight division, which is, hands down in my opinion, the most competitive division in the UFC. How do you picture your road to the top?
I think, man, I gotta be active for one, because I'm not young or whatever, and then just doing what I do best, man. Getting in the cage, putting that pressure and pace on guys, transitioning well, and getting finishes, man, and just staying active. Because if I do that, then everything's gonna kind of fall into place for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, building off that too. Do you have any, I don't know if Owen asked you this, but any target opponents, like any guys you're really looking at as to, who stylistically matches you that you think you could beat or, you know?
I got a couple guys that's on my radar, man. One of them was talking crazy to my coach. You guys could do your research when you get off this we get off this podcast or interview or whatever. But one of them was talking crazy to my coach, so he's definitely on the radar.
We
But
So you'd
can't get
other
a
like,
than
name
that, not
drop.
not really. Was that?
We can't get a name drop.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, just go watch. What was it? Go watch some 50. Go watch 55 at the beginning of the year, and watch an interview that coach did, and you'll run right into it. It's quick. Just watch the end of the fight. I
All right.
think it was I think it was a KO too. It was a knockout. It was a knockout.
at the start of the year,
Beginning of last year, I think. Beginning of 2025.
beginning of
And if
2025.
that's not correct, I'm gonna hit you on Instagram too, and send it to you.
All
Okay.
right, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just trying to
yeah.
see because yesterday we got Elias Ellison on here and he
Hmm.
dropped a name and now we have who
Yeah.
he dropped coming on Tuesday because he heard it and responded and
Oh,
now
really?
try to
Yeah,
set something up right there.
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Hey,
He said, yeah, I want to address
hey,
it,
that's
and we're
perfect. We
yeah.
can we can do that in Q1.
Q1.
Yeah,
Okay.
Q1. We can do that. We can get it going, man.
All
Make
right.
them eat them words, man.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we'll go do the research and we'll go look right now. So, so once we find out, or maybe if I don't find it, I'll let you know and you can hit me, dude. I'm
All right,
like,
I got you. I got you.
no,
I
no,
got
that's awesome. I love it. So I love that you
you.
got somebody on the radar, and
Hmm.
maybe we can get something figured out. And I'm excited to see what you got going on in 2026. Big year for you. Hype, very hype prospect. Talked to a
Hey,
lot of
that.
people around the game, and they're just jumping off the bill for you, dude. They want to see a fight. That's what I'll say. Uh,
Hey, definitely ready to get it going, bro. Appreciate you boys having me, man.
100%. We'll have to
Yeah,
have you back once you get a fight announced, or sometime during Q1. So we'll have to
for
hop back
sure.
on here. We'll post this on YouTube, and we'll
Absolutely.
make sure to tag you. So thank you for hopping on, Tommy. It was a great time.
Hey, for sure, fellas. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yep.
Hey,
See
stay
ya.
blessed.
All
Yep.
right, you too, bro.
Thank you.